Day 122. Sorry for my lack of enthusiasm. Yo, this shit look dark too. I don't know what's going on. What's up with the lighting? Why it looks dark today for some odd reason. Same lighting, same settings that I usually use. Um, then I tried to mess with the settings because I couldn't figure out why is it going, why is it looking so dark. Excuse me. So forgive me for that. Let me set something up. Um, Today's one of them days. Every day is one of them days. Uh, Today is really one of them days. I'm here for the consistency. I didn't really want to talk about what I was going to talk about. I just can't think of nothing else right now. So sometimes this is just the easiest thing. All right, fuck it. I'm going to get into this one. Hold up. All right. All right, here we go.
There's another life hack for the men. Y'all ready? Femininity tests. It is a way that we feel safe. So now I'm really testing you to see how far will you let me disrespect you. But ultimately, what I want the most is my man to be a leader. So if you stop me from the beginning, I might be cussing you out in my mind, but secretly I love it. Secretly, I'm like, my baby, that's a man right there. That man took charge over me. You're letting me know how I get to move and shake within your boundaries because you're the lines.
So this is the thing. I'm pausing real quick. Um, she said it lets me my man check me or whatever. I thought you didn't want to be controlled though. So you're testing out a person to let you know, nah, this ain't happening this way. And see how far I could disrespect you. Now I know what y'all saying. Oh, it's not controlling. You just setting boundaries. No, but it's a fine line between the two. Because in a situation where I feel you're being disrespectful, you could think it's controlling. I.e., I give this the most simple example. Nah, you can't wear that. That's not I don't think that's an ideal thing to wear out. Where you going, you showing a little bit too much skin. Now, I could view it as the fact that you even think you could wear this while you with me, while we in a relationship, is disrespectful to me. You feel what I'm saying? But some would say, "Oh, no, that's controlling. You trying to control what I wear." It's a fine line. One woman might say, "Okay, I like that. He set the boundaries," and then another might say he's controlling. Do y'all see where the issue lies? Y'all, I just want you to understand this before you get upset with your man. You got to think, I'm not the only woman he's ever dated. I'm not the only woman in the world. So how he will react with one woman, it's just how he reacts, period. So I can't get mad at something like this because it's so many of us giving mixed signals. You got to understand you're part of a group, whether you want to or not, whether you signed up for it or not. Excuse me. You're part of a group, a gender, a group of people that gives a million mixed signals. So, in a sense, it should almost be never a time where a woman really gets upset with a man in certain situations. Never, because of the mixed signals as a group that y'all give when it comes to things like this. Two, I want to see how far I could disrespect him. Why? To see how he'll take charge because I want a leader. So I'm going to test to see how far I could disrespect him. Why? That's not the best way to see if a person can lead you. I'm not going to deliberately let me see how I could disrespect. If I feel a person is a good leader, they're a good leader. I don't need to start disrespecting them to test their leadership. That is an asinine way to think. That's a backwards way to think. Because what I'm going to think is that you're not a good follower. And if you're not a good follower, you got to get cut from the team. If you can't be coached, you got to get cut from the team, right? You don't get to stay on the team and you're displaying behaviors that show that you're not a good follower. 3. Let's play it from the beginning one more time.
So,
there's another life hack for the men. Y'all ready? Femininity tests. It is a way that we feel safe. So now I'm really testing you to see how far will you let me disrespect you. But ultimately, what I want the most is my man to be a leader.
You know what that sounds like? And I know y'all know what it sounds like. It sounds like a child. Because if a child did the same thing, well, children do the same thing. You know, they always say, oh, kids want to be corrected. They don't want, they don't want to just be able to do whatever. They actually do want to be corrected. Well, this sounds like a child. It sounds like child behavior. You want to test and figure out how far you can go in a situation. That's crazy to me. Why? You're causing, this is when I say women like conflict. Y'all like the little roller coaster. This is it right here. This is proof. And she ain't the only woman, because every woman in the world says, I don't want to, well, no, excuse me, let me take that back. The majority say, I don't want a man that I can walk all over. Right? Every now and again, you have some that just, they want to control everything. But for the most part, almost all of the women in the world says, I don't want a man that I could just walk all over. A guy that's too nice. A guy that's this, like that I could just push all over. That y'all all say that shit. That's childish. Now, the thing is, clearly this shit ain't going to change. All right? It ain't going to change. But what y'all got to understand is when you start getting upset over things that you know you're being irrational on, and you're being disrespectful and all of that stuff, you got to be able to catch it, because you're just destroying relationships. Y'all really destroying relationships. And then another woman will be the one that won't deal with all of that in the time being, right? She ain't going to give him all that headache, and he ends up over there cheating. But that's only temporary until she get him. You feel what I'm saying? So cut all the BS, the shit tests and all of that. Femininity doesn't, it doesn't make sense. Imagine if men started doing that. Let me see if I can shit test my woman. You know what I mean? I gotta shit test my woman, because until she brings out the masculinity in me, sound familiar? I gotta be masculine until he bring out the femininity in me. But then femininity is what she just said. Right? So it's just, if you acting masculine, you're a fucking problem. If you acting feminine, you're a fucking problem. Feel what I'm saying? Doesn't make any sense, does it? Just get your shit together. Stop fucking doing dumb shit just to do dumb shit, just to create conflict. You claim you want peace, be at peace. Till next time, peace.